Greetings and welcome. Tonight, we're going to take a serene plunge into the depths and uncover 100 astounding facts about the ocean, a vast and enigmatic realm that blankets over 70% of our beautiful planet. From ancient shipwrecks resting silently on the seabed to strange creatures that emit their own ethereal light and majestic underwater mountains that dwarf their terrestrial counterparts, the ocean cradles a wealth of wonders, both breathtaking and utterly unexpected. So, allow yourself to relax. Take a deep, calming breath and let your mind gently drift with the ebb and flow of the tides. As we peel back the layers of mystery surrounding Earth's largest habitat, perhaps you're seeking relaxation, knowledge, or simply a peaceful descent into sleep. Whatever your purpose, may these soothing stories and captivating truths guide you toward a tranquil night. Let's begin our exploration. It may surprise you to learn that there are more historical artifacts resting on the ocean floor than exist on all the land masses combined. When we think of human history, our minds often conjure images of ancient ruins and priceless relics unearthed on solid ground. However, the ocean holds a far greater treasure trove of historical significance beneath its shimmering surface than all the museums and archaeological sites on land combined. Over countless centuries, an immense number of ships have succumbed to the sea, sinking to their watery graves. Ports have been swallowed by rising tides, and even entire cities have been lost to the relentless advance of the ocean. These submerged sites act as remarkable time capsules, preserving artifacts in surprisingly pristine condition. The depths offer an environment where low oxygen levels and stable temperatures drastically slow down the processes of decay. Consider, for instance, the remains of ancient Roman cargo ships, laden with amphorae and other goods, or the submerged city of Pavlopetri, off the coast of Greece. Pavlopetri holds the distinction of being one of the oldest known underwater cities, offering a fascinating glimpse into the lives of people who lived thousands of years ago. Modern technology, utilizing sophisticated tools like sonar mapping and remotely operated underwater vehicles, is allowing archaeologists to meticulously uncover these hidden remnants of the past. With each discovery, untold chapters of human history, concealed for centuries beneath the waves, are now coming to light. Incredibly, certain jellyfish possess the secret to what can be considered near immortality through a phenomenon known as biological immortality. Unlike most living beings, which inevitably age and eventually succumb to death, specific species of jellyfish have evolved a remarkable ability to seemingly cheat death. A prime example of this extraordinary adaptation is Turritopsis dohrnii, often referred to as the immortal jellyfish. When confronted with physical injury, environmental stress, or even the natural processes of aging, this jellyfish can trigger a fascinating transformation. Its cells revert back to an earlier stage of development, effectively resetting its life cycle. This process, called transdifferentiation, allows the jellyfish to transform back into a polyp, a juvenile form, before maturing once again into its adult state. Because this cycle can potentially repeat indefinitely, these jellyfish possess the potential for unending life, barring the unfortunate intervention of disease or predation. This extraordinary capacity challenges our fundamental understanding of aging and has captivated scientists who are diligently working to unlock the secrets of cellular regeneration. Astonishingly, some fish are capable of changing their gender as they mature. In a display of remarkable adaptability, many fish species exhibit the ability to undergo a sex change at some point during their lives. This phenomenon, known as sequential hermaphroditism, allows an individual fish to transition from male to female or conversely, from female to male, depending on a variety of environmental and social factors. For instance, clownfish are born male. However, they can transform into females if the dominant female within their social group dies. Conversely, certain species of wrasse begin their lives as females and later transition into males. This gender-bending ability provides remarkable reproductive flexibility and plays a crucial role in maintaining a healthy population balance. It also serves as a potent reminder of the incredible adaptability of marine life. The largest mountain ranges on our planet are actually hidden beneath the waves. A vast and largely unexplored underwater world lies beneath the ocean's surface, sculpted by immense mountain ranges that dwarf even the most imposing peaks found on land. The mid-ocean ridges, for instance, form a continuous chain of underwater mountains that stretch around the entire globe. With a combined length of over 65,000 kilometers, they far surpass the length of the Andes or the Himalayas. These underwater mountain ranges are dynamic zones of intense tectonic activity, constantly being reshaped by the forces of nature. Here, new oceanic crust is forged as tectonic plates slowly pull apart. These ridges exert a profound influence on ocean currents, create unique marine habitats, and play a vital role in shaping global geology, consistently reminding us of the powerful forces that mold our planet. Remarkably, certain marine algae can grow at rates exceeding 1 meter per day. Certain species of marine algae, most notably giant kelp, exhibit an astounding rate of growth, sometimes adding over a meter to their length in a single day. This rapid growth enables kelp forests to rapidly develop into dense and thriving underwater habitats that provide sustenance and shelter for thousands of different marine species. The towering kelp stalks create a complex three-dimensional environment that offers refuge, food sources, and essential nursery grounds for a wide array of marine life, including fish, invertebrates, and marine mammals. These vital kelp forests also play a crucial role in capturing and storing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, making them important contributors to the overall health of marine ecosystems and the regulation of our planet's climate. The ocean contains more gold than all the gold mines on dry land combined. It may stretching the limits of believability, but the world's oceans contain an estimated 20 million tons of dissolved gold. That's staggering, some dwarfs all the gold ever extracted from the Earth's mines throughout human history. However, this vast treasure is dispersed so thinly throughout seawater that is utterly invisible to the naked eye. The concentration is just a few parts per trillion. That makes extracting the gold economically unviable with current technology. The gold constantly flows into the oceans via rivers, underwater volcanic activity, and hydrothermal vents, continually circulating throughout marine ecosystems. Occasionally, gold can concentrate near certain underwater mineral deposits, sparking the interest of prospectors who dream of one day developing technologies to mine it. For now, this immense ocean of gold remains a silent and hidden treasure. It stands as a constant reminder of the ocean's untold wealth. The deepest part of the ocean is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. The Mariana Trench, situated in the western Pacific Ocean, represents the deepest known location in the world's oceans. The Challenger Deep, found deep within the trench, plunges to an incredible depth of nearly 11 kilometers below the surface of the sea. To fully appreciate the scale of this abyss, consider that Mount Everest, the world's tallest mountain, rises to a height of approximately 8.8 kilometers above sea level. If you were to place Mount Everest at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be submerged by over a kilometer of water. The extreme pressure at this depth is greater than 1,000 times the pressure at the surface, creating a profoundly hostile environment inhabited by only a select few organisms that have developed unique adaptations to endure such conditions. Despite its remoteness and the severe challenges it poses, numerous scientific expeditions have uncovered unique life forms thriving in this abyssal realm. These astonishing discoveries continue to challenge our core understanding of the limits of life's resilience. Despite covering over 70% of the Earth's surface, more than 80% of the ocean is still unexplored. Here's a thoroughly rewritten and expanded version of your text, crafted to meet your specifications. Scientists estimate that more than 80% of the ocean remains a realm of mystery, largely unexplored and unmapped. This expansive, uncharted territory encompasses profound trenches that plunge to unimaginable depths, imposing underwater mountain ranges that rival their terrestrial counterparts, and abyssal plains shrouded in enigma, their secrets still veiled and poorly understood. However, thanks to striking progress in technology, we are beginning to peel back the layers of the ocean's mysteries. Remotely operated vehicles navigate the underwater landscape with skill and precision. Autonomous underwater drones gather data from the most inaccessible locations, and sophisticated sonar mapping techniques reveal the ocean's hidden topography. As a result, we are constantly discovering new species of plants and animals, and remarkable geological features. The ocean remains one of our planet's last great unexplored areas, holding countless unknowns that have the potential to reshape our understanding of biology, geology, and climate in the years that stretch out before us. Sea otters, for example, exhibit remarkable intelligence in their use of tools, employing rocks as implements to open shellfish. Sea otters are among the few animals on our planet who use tools in their natural habitats, and their tool of choice is most often an ordinary rock. These clever marine mammals dive to the seafloor in search of shellfish, such as clams, sea urchins, and mussels, their favorite foods. To crack open the hard shells of their prey, they will either bring a rock down with them from the surface or use a rock on the ocean floor as a handy anvil, ready for use. By energetically smashing or carefully pounding their prized catch against the rock, sea otters are able to access the nutritious flesh concealed within. This seemingly simple act of tool use requires a surprising degree of skill and astute learning, behaviors that are often passed down from mother to pup, demonstrating remarkable traits among these adorable marine mammals. In fact, it is now clear that more species reside in the ocean than on land. The ocean is undeniably the most biologically diverse environment on Earth, with scientists positing that it is home to millions more species of life than those found on terrestrial landscapes. From microscopic plankton that drift on the currents to gigantic whales that patrol the depths, the ocean's biodiversity encompasses a staggering array of ecosystems, from the vibrant coral reefs that provide shelter and sustenance to countless plants and animals, the kelp forests that support a wide variety of life, the enigmatic deep-sea vents that bubble with life, and the edges of the polar ice where life continues despite the harshest of conditions. Furthermore, many marine species remain undiscovered, with the largest numbers likely residing in the deepest parts of the ocean. This richness bolsters complex food webs and plays an indispensable role in the global ecological balance. One such region of ecological significance are the ocean's coral reefs. Even though they occupy less than 1% of the ocean floor, coral reefs support approximately 25% of all marine species, making them biodiversity hotspots. Often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, these vibrant ecosystems are constructed by tiny coral polyps that secrete calcium carbonate, creating intricate and aesthetically pleasing structures. This provides food, shelter, and crucially important breeding grounds for many species of fish, invertebrates, and algae. Coral reefs are critical for maintaining marine biodiversity and also serve to protect coastlines from significant erosion and dangerous storms. Unfortunately, coral reefs are critically sensitive to environmental stressors, most notably rising ocean temperatures and ocean acidification, making their safeguarding a worldwide priority. Meanwhile, there are underwater volcanoes creating new land and affecting ocean chemistry. The ocean floor is scattered with thousands of underwater volcanoes, many of them situated where tectonic plates meet. These submarine volcanoes release molten lava that cools quickly when it interacts with the seawater surrounding it, forming brand new crust. Over vast periods of time, repeated volcanic eruptions build underwater mountains and islands, thus profoundly reshaping the ocean landscape. But not only do volcanoes create new land, they also release substantial amounts of minerals and gases into the water, thereby influencing ocean chemistry and, unexpectedly, supporting unusual ecosystems. In addition, hydrothermal vents located close to these volcanoes are host to unique life forms that rely on the chemical reactions that occur, not sunlight, as their source of energy. The ocean's thermohaline circulation functions as a global conveyor belt. Thermohaline circulation is a vast and slow-moving system of currents that is driven by nuances in water temperature and salt content. The warmer, saltier water from the warmer areas of the Earth flows toward the poles where it cools, becomes denser, and, thus, dramatically sinks into the depths of the ocean to start its journey back to the equator. This circulation assists in the distribution of both heat and nutrients around the planet. As a result, it plays an invaluable role in regulating climate and maintaining the ocean's health. Therefore, changes or disruptions to this important system could have a substantial effect on the world's weather and marine ecosystems. It is important to remember that, in the pitch-black depths of the ocean, where sunlight never reaches, some remarkable deep-sea creatures can generate their own light. Many of these creatures have developed a marvelous ability to produce their own light through a particularly fascinating process called bioluminescence. Essentially, This natural glow is created by chemical processes that occur within those organisms' bodies. It is utilized for various reasons, such as luring unsuspecting prey, communicating with potential mates, and disguising themselves from keen-eyed predators. One example of the use of this process is the anglerfish, who uses a glowing lure to entice prey, while specific squid and jellyfish use light to confuse predators. Bioluminescence is found everywhere in the deep ocean. Finally, the ocean is home to animals bigger than dinosaurs. The blue whale, for example, is the biggest animal on record. These gentle giants can grow up to 100 feet in length and weigh as much as 200 tons, which is approximately the weight of 33 elephants. Despite their massive size, blue whales feed almost exclusively on small, shrimp-like animals called krill, consuming up to 4 tons of them each day during feeding seasons. Their hearts are the size of small cars, and their calls can be heard over vast distances. They truly are an important reminder of the incredible vastness of the ocean and the sheer scale of what it supports. The salinity of the ocean varies across its many different regions. Ocean water is not uniform in its salt content everywhere. Salinity, which is the concentration of dissolved salts, fluctuates depending on location, prevailing weather, evaporation rates, and the inflow of fresh water. For example, the Red Sea has high evaporation and little rainfall, so it is considered one of the saltiest bodies of water on the planet. The Baltic Sea has lower salinity because it receives large amounts of water from the rivers. Ocean circulation is very important to understanding the Earth's climate. Some coral reefs are over 100,000 years old. Coral reefs stand as some of the most ancient and enduring living structures on Earth, with certain reefs exhibiting continuous growth for a period exceeding 10,000 years. These venerable reefs have successfully navigated substantial shifts in sea levels, climatic conditions, and the chemical composition of the ocean. They constitute the very foundation of flourishing ecosystems, providing sustenance for a quarter of all marine species. The extended existence and intricate nature of these reefs render them indispensable for the preservation of biodiversity, the sustenance of fisheries, and the safeguarding of coastal regions. Nevertheless, contemporary perils such as rising water temperatures and escalating pollution levels pose a grave threat to these age-old ecosystems, thereby underscoring the paramount importance of diligent conservation initiatives. The ocean is also home to the largest single structure created by living organisms. The Great Barrier Reef, extending over 2,300 kilometers off the Australian coastline, reigns supreme as the planet's most expansive living formation. Constructed over countless millennia by billions of minuscule coral polyps, this intricate reef system sustains an astounding assortment of life, encompassing thousands upon thousands of species of fish, coral formations, and marine mammals. Its sheer magnitude is so remarkable that it becomes visible even from the vast expanse of space. The reef serves not only as a vital habitat for a plethora of marine life forms but also acts as a protective barrier for coastlines, shielding them from erosion, while simultaneously bolstering tourism and fisheries. Despite its undeniable significance, the reef is confronted with formidable challenges stemming from climate change, coral bleaching, and environmental pollution, thereby elevating its protection to a matter of global urgency. The expansive realm of the deep sea claims its place as the largest habitat on Earth when measured by volume, while the surface of the ocean blankets the majority of the planet. The deep sea zones, situated at depths exceeding 200 meters, represent the most extensive habitat on Earth when considering volume. Encompassing more than half of the Earth's surface and containing in excess of 90% of the ocean's total water mass, this dark, frigid environment, characterized by immense pressure, provides sanctuary to a myriad of unique creatures meticulously adapted to withstand these extreme conditions. Despite its considerable vastness, the deep sea remains among the least explored regions on Earth, with countless species still awaiting scientific discovery and classification. A comprehensive understanding of this habitat becomes indispensable in unveiling the full extent of life's diversity on our planet. The ocean's dead zones, characterized by critically low oxygen levels, represent regions within the ocean where oxygen concentrations have plummeted to such levels that the survival of most marine life becomes unfeasible. These hypoxic regions frequently arise as a consequence of nutrient pollution emanating from rivers and agricultural runoff, which, in turn, fuels the proliferation of algal blooms. As the algae reach the end of their life cycle and decompose, the oxygen content in the surrounding water is depleted, thereby creating inhospitable conditions for marine organisms. These dead zones have the potential to inflict devastating damage on local fisheries and disrupt delicate ecosystems. Their prevalence and dimensions have been steadily increasing on a global scale, thereby presenting a substantial challenge to both the overall health of the ocean and the human communities that depend on fishing as a vital source of sustenance and economic activity. Hydrothermal vents, instead of sunlight, maintain unusual ecosystems fueled by chemicals. Hydrothermal vents manifest as underwater geysers situated in proximity to volcanic activity on the ocean floor. These vents discharge superheated water laden with minerals, which, in turn, sustains remarkable ecosystems independent of sunlight. Rather than relying on photosynthesis, organisms thriving near these vents depend on chemosynthesis, a process wherein bacteria convert chemical compounds such as hydrogen sulfide into energy. These bacteria constitute the very foundation of the food chain, supporting tubeworms, giant clams, and an array of peculiar fish species meticulously adapted to these harsh environmental conditions. The ecosystems associated with hydrothermal vents challenge conventional notions pertaining to the prerequisites for the existence of life. Relative to all known animals, the sperm whale possesses the most massive brain. The sperm whale lays claim to possessing the largest brain by mass, registering approximately 7 kilograms, or 15 pounds. This exceptionally large brain serves as the foundation for complex behaviors such as deep-sea diving, intricate vocal communication patterns, and sophisticated social structures. Sperm whales are capable of descending to depths exceeding 2,000 meters in pursuit of squid, employing echolocation as a means of navigating and pinpointing their prey in the perpetually dim ocean depths. Their remarkable intelligence and intricate social dynamics render them captivating subjects for the study of marine mammal cognition and the evolutionary origins of large brain structures. Ocean waves, generated by wind currents sweeping across the water's surface, exhibit the remarkable capacity to traverse vast distances, often spanning thousands of miles, without experiencing any significant loss of energy. These waves carry the energy of storms far beyond their point of origin, ultimately reaching distant shores and sculpting coastlines. Swell waves originating from storms in the Pacific Ocean can be perceptible as far away as Hawaii or the coasts of California, thereby illustrating the remarkable reach of oceanic energy. This long-distance wave travel exerts a significant influence on marine navigation, surfing conditions, and even the distribution of nutrients within coastal waters. The ocean serves as a substantial carbon sink by absorbing around 30% of the carbon dioxide emissions generated by human activities like the combustion of fossil fuels. While this absorption process contributes to the mitigation of global warming, it concurrently induces chemical alterations in seawater, a phenomenon referred to as ocean acidification. Acidification has the potential to inflict harm on marine life, particularly organisms that construct shells or skeletons from calcium carbonate, such as corals and shellfish. Scientists are actively engaged in studying the ramifications of ongoing carbon uptake on ocean ecosystems and its broader implications for the future of the planet's climate. The ocean acts as a remarkable reservoir, storing an astonishing quantity of carbon, approximately 20 times the amount found within Earth's atmosphere. This expansive reservoir assumes a pivotal role in regulating the global climate. Marine flora, such as phytoplankton, assimilate carbon dioxide via the process of photosynthesis. Upon the demise of these organisms, their carbon-rich remains descend to the ocean floor, effectively sequestering carbon for extended periods, spanning centuries or even longer. This sequestration mechanism contributes to the stabilization of carbon levels, but is also susceptible to environmental changes that can impact ocean health and climate regulation. Phytoplankton populations inhabiting the ocean undergo pronounced seasonal blooms, which are so geographically expansive that they can be detected from the vantage point of space. These diminutive marine plants exhibit rapid proliferation when environmental conditions, such as sunlight and nutrient availability, are at their most favorable. Blooms serve as a vital energy source for the marine food web, sustaining fish, whales, and a diverse array of other marine life forms. Okay, Here's the rewritten and expanded version of the text, following all your instructions. All numbers have been written out. The ocean, a realm of constant surprise and wonder, holds secrets that continue to captivate and challenge our understanding of the planet. While some blooms of algae are essential for marine life, allowing different aquatic populations to thrive, there are instances when these blooms can become detrimental. Certain species produce toxins that have the potential to harm both marine animals and humans. To monitor these potentially dangerous patterns and safeguard vulnerable populations, the utilization of satellites is essential to track ocean health and ecosystem changes on a global scale, providing scientists with invaluable data. Mangrove forests, often found gracing the edges of tropical coastlines, offer indispensable protection in the face of environmental challenges. These remarkable ecosystems provide critical safeguards against the relentless forces of erosion, the destructive power of storm surges, and the encroaching threat of rising sea levels. Their intricate root systems perform the vital task of stabilizing sediments, thereby mitigating the impact of waves during fierce storms. These systems also act as mighty carbon sinks, adept at storing substantial quantities of carbon within their wood and deep into soil, in some instances exceeding the capacity of terrestrial forests when measured by area. Beyond their protective capabilities, mangrove ecosystems nurture a rich tapestry of biodiversity, offering crucial nurseries for many species of fish and providing habitat for a diverse array of coastal and migrating bird species, solidifying their importance for the health and well-being of coastal regions, and their role in crucial climate mitigation. The deep trenches of the ocean, such as the Mariana Trench and the depths of the Tonga Trench, stand as some of the most enigmatic and underexplored corners of our planet. These narrow, abyss-like valleys plunge thousands of meters below the surface of the water, presenting a daunting challenge of inaccessibility due to the immensely crushing pressures and the absence of penetrating sunlight the depths sustain. Nevertheless, even within these harsh conditions, scientists have made incredible discoveries of distinct creatures uniquely adapted to the extreme environment. Exploring these previously unknown trenches allows humanity to further its overall comprehension of the scope of life's limitations and the deep inner dynamics of planet Earth's geology. Despite recent scientific advancements, much remains shrouded in mystery regarding these still uncharted underwater abysses. The phenomenon known as the blob describes a massive area consisting of unusually warm water that unexpectedly surfaced and occupied the Pacific Ocean in the recent past. This extensive warm patch stretches for hundreds of miles across the ocean's surface and can often disrupt established marine ecosystems by altering the usual water currents and fundamentally affecting the behavior of various kinds of sea life. It has been conclusively linked to unseasonably unusual weather patterns along the west coast of North America, including extreme droughts and alterations in patterns of fish migration. The event of the blob poignantly emphasizes the profound impact variations in ocean temperature can exert on both climate patterns worldwide and the surrounding sensitive ecosystems. The ocean serves as a vast and largely untapped reservoir of renewable energy, with both tidal power and wave energy presenting promising methods for harnessing electricity in a sustainable manner. Tidal power, for example, cleverly manipulates the predictable rise and fall of ocean tides caused and dictated by the lunar body's gravitational pull, by skillfully employing underwater turbines to convert the natural motion into usable energy. Wave energy, in a similar vein, cleverly captures the continuous perpetual up and down movement of the sea's surface to power generators, which can then provide a vital electrical current. These innovative technologies offer coastal populations and communities the potential to gain access to clean energy sources and simultaneously reduce their dependence on traditional usage of fossil fuels. However, challenges remain in achieving both the proper scaling as well as the navigation of sensitive environmental impacts. Sea sparkle is a truly magical, naturally occurring phenomenon caused by bioluminescent algae. These algae are a population of tiny marine organisms that happen to naturally emit a soft light when they are physically disturbed. Upon physical disturbance at nighttime, gentle waves or even simple movements in the water can trigger and encourage these organisms and algae to glow, with a distinctly soft blue-green light, thus immediately creating sparkling effects along the encompassing shorelines. This illuminating light show captivates many observers, and also serves crucial ecological functions, as it deters predators and concurrently attracts potential mates. Sea sparkle shows itself and can be seen across many coastal waterways all over Earth, and allows all who see it a glimpse into the ocean's radiant life. Ocean microplastics, tiny plastic particles measuring less than 5 millimeters in size, are now unfortunately abundant throughout the entire ocean, from the surface waters to the deepest sea sediments. These extremely small particles come from a variety of sources, including broken-down plastic waste, fibers shed from synthetic clothing, and commonly used personal care products. Marine animals across many levels of the established food chain can inadvertently ingest these dangerous microplastics, including everything from microscopic plankton all the way to large whales. This can lead to physical harm and introduce toxic substances into established food webs. The widespread presence of microplastics thus poses a growing and potentially catastrophic threat to ocean health as well as the overall long-term safety of seafood consumed by humans. The ocean is truly an invaluable lifeline, as it produces well over half of the world's oxygen. While terrestrial forests are often credited with abundant oxygen production, the ocean surpasses them, generating more than half of the oxygen we breathe in and live by. These critical roles are mainly and skillfully performed by microscopic plants known as phytoplankton. These tiny but mighty organisms skillfully use the sun's energy to convert carbon dioxide in the ocean into life-sustaining oxygen through the natural and essential process of photosynthesis. Despite the organism's tiny physical size, phytoplankton are undeniably abundant, forming the firm foundation of the marine food web and continually supporting all life on planet Earth. Without phytoplankton's constant and consistent annual oxygen production, the planet's established atmosphere and ecosystems would immediately and dramatically change. The ocean's currents act like massive conveyor belts, skillfully moving both heat and nutrients around the world's vast seas. These currents ultimately help balance the climate by dutifully transporting warm water from the equator towards the cooler poles, and the conversely moving cold water back towards the warmer tropics. For example, the Gulf Stream skillfully carries warm Caribbean waters across the Atlantic to Western Europe, therefore keeping its climate milder than other regions at similar global latitudes. Changes in these water currents can influence global weather patterns, at times causing incredibly extreme events such as droughts or sudden cold snaps. The ocean also possesses, develops, and hosts its own unique range of weather systems beneath its water surface, not unlike those that form within the Earth's enveloping atmosphere. One fascinating phenomenon is that of underwater tornadoes, aptly referred to as vortices. These masses of swirling water naturally form whenever underwater currents naturally collide or flow around any number of obstacles. This therefore creates powerful spinning columns of water that can commonly stretch for miles. Vortices are hugely influential to marine life as they mix nutrients, continually redistribute heat, and constantly reshape habitats. They play a critical and profound role as ocean circulation and the successful distribution of thriving organisms, making the underwater world as wonderfully lively and immensely complex as the sky above. Resting far beneath the waves of our oceans, there are vast, flat ocean floor regions with the tidal abyssal plains. These particular flat regions can greatly and vastly extend for thousands of square kilometers, and are easily recognized as the flattest surfaces, not only on Earth but also within the solar system. These regions are primarily formed by the natural and gradual settling of fine sediments over many millions of years, and commonly lie at depths between 3,000 and 6,000 meters. Okay, here's the reworked and expanded text based on your instructions. All numbers are written out, the length has been increased, and tone made appropriate for potential voice-over, including no mentions of liking or subscribing to a channel. The abyssal plains, despite being regions of perpetual darkness and immense pressure, surprisingly support a diverse array of animal communities. These remarkable creatures have specifically adapted to thrive in this remote and challenging environment. Indeed, the abyssal plains play a crucial role in the geological makeup of the Earth, as well as significantly contributing to the health of the ocean's complex ecosystems. The ocean's massive ice sheets, found predominantly around Antarctica and Greenland, exert a profound influence on global sea levels. These colossal sheets of frozen water hold within them a quantity large enough to dramatically alter the height of the world's oceans. The constant fluctuations of these ice sheets, whether through melting or growth, directly cause sea levels to correspondingly rise or fall. This, in turn, can have significant consequences for coastal regions across the globe, potentially leading to erosion, flooding, and habitat loss. Furthermore, the influx of fresh water resulting from melting ice sheets can disrupt established ocean currents by altering the delicate balance of salinity and water density. Such alterations have the potential to disrupt climate systems, destabilize venerable marine ecosystems, and change established weather patterns, underscoring the interconnected relationship between polar ice and the overall health of the world's oceans. Certain species of sharks are endowed with a remarkable sensory ability, the capacity to detect the faint electrical fields produced by other animals. This sense, known as electroreception, allows these sharks to locate prey even when it is hidden beneath layers of sand or concealed within murky waters, where visibility is severely limited. Specialized sensory organs, called the ampullae of Lorenzini, are responsible for picking up these minuscule electrical signals. This gives sharks a distinct advantage when hunting. This extraordinary ability renders certain shark species among the most effective predators in the ocean. It dramatically demonstrates how animals have evolved specialized senses to improve their odds for survival. The mesopelagic zone of the ocean, situated at depths between approximately 200 and 1,000 meters, is commonly referred to as the twilight zone. This designation arises from the minimal amount of light that penetrates to these depths. While there is some faint illumination, it is insufficient to support photosynthesis. Nevertheless, the available light is still enough to create a dim and somewhat eerie environment, a world of subdued colors and shadows. Many creatures inhabiting this zone have evolved large, highly sensitive eyes that are adapted for capturing the scant available light. Also, some species also exhibit bioluminescence, producing their own light through chemical reactions. They use this light for varied purposes, from communication with others of their species to hunting prey, or even as a form of camouflage to conceal themselves within the dim surroundings. The twilight zone serves as a pivotal transitional region between the sunlit surface waters and the pitch-black depths of the deep sea, supporting a collection of unique and specialized ecosystems that have adapted to thrive under conditions of extremely limited light. In a remarkable display of synchronized behavior, many coral species coordinate a spectacular reproductive event known as coral spawning. During this event, corals release their eggs and sperm simultaneously into the surrounding waters, often triggered and synchronized with the phases of the lunar cycle and specific water temperatures. This mass spawning dramatically increases the likelihood of successful fertilization. It creates a vibrant cloud of reproductive material that can be seen from boats or even detected from satellites orbiting high above the Earth. This natural phenomenon is critical for the purposes of coral reproduction and the regeneration of coral reefs. It vitally ensures the continued survival of these diverse and ecologically fragile ecosystems. Kelp forests are densely populated underwater areas dominated by large, brown seaweed known as kelp. These marine forests create complex, three-dimensional habitats. They provide vital shelter, abundant food sources, and protected breeding grounds for countless marine species, ranging from the smallest invertebrates to substantial fish and sea mammals. In addition to their ecological value, kelp forests play an important role in protecting coastlines by effectively reducing wave energy. Kelp thrives in nutrient-rich, cold waters, exhibiting rapid growth rates. They also contribute significantly to carbon sequestration, making them ecologically and environmentally indispensable. Certain squid species possess a powerful escape mechanism known as jet propulsion. By rapidly drawing water into their mantle cavity and forcefully expelling it through a specialized funnel, squid can propel themselves backward through the water at remarkably high speeds. This sudden burst of movement allows them to swiftly and efficiently evade predators, darting away from danger with surprising agility. Jet propulsion is a key survival strategy for squid in the open ocean. It effectively combines speed and maneuverability to allow them to escape threats present in their environment. The saltiness of ocean water primarily originates from minerals that have been washed into the sea over millions of years. This saltiness comes from two main sources. Volcanic activity releases a variety of gases and minerals into the atmosphere. These minerals subsequently find their way into the oceans. Weathering of rocks on land causes minerals within the rocks to dissolve, and these dissolved minerals are then carried to sea by rivers. These dissolved salts steadily accumulate within the ocean basins because water evaporates, while the minerals remain behind. The most prevalent salt found in seawater is sodium chloride, which is responsible for its characteristic salty taste. This process has been occurring for billions of years. It maintains the ocean's overall salinity at a stable level, a factor vitally important for the long-term health of marine life. Many marine animals possess the remarkable capability to sense the Earth's magnetic field, it assisting in their ability to navigate vast ocean distances with incredible precision. Sea turtles, salmon, whales, and certain species of fish can detect subtle magnetic cues. These cues guide them to specific breeding grounds, productive feeding areas, or established migration routes. This natural magnetic compass allows these animals to traverse thousands of kilometers across open water. It also enables them to return with remarkable accuracy to the exact locations in which they were born. Scientists and researchers are actively investigating the mechanisms by which these animals detect magnetic fields, seeking insight. There is clear evidence that magnetoreception plays a crucial role in their survival and reproductive success. Sea stars exhibit astounding regenerative powers. If a sea star loses an arm due to injury from attack or predation, it can regrow the missing limb. Some species can regenerate an entirely new body from just a single detached arm, provided the arm retains a portion of the central disc, the central structure of the starfish. This impressive ability allows sea stars to survive attacks and sustain their populations. The regeneration process consists of intricate cellular processes. The steps are rebuilding muscles, nerves, and skeletal structures of the organism. It makes sea stars a particularly interesting subject for biological studies of cellular healing and regeneration. Plastic pollution in the ocean poses a significant threat to marine life. This is especially because plastic debris breaks down into microscopic particles termed microplastics. These pervasive microplastics are readily ingested by small organisms, such as plankton and filter feeders. Therefore, these tiny creatures form the base of the ocean's complex food chain. Microplastics end up being consumed by a wide range of creatures. Okay, here is a heavily reworked and expanded version of the text you provided, adhering to all your specified requirements. When marine organisms ingest microplastics, these pollutants embark on a journey upwards through the intricate web of the ocean's food chain. Fish, shellfish, and even the formidable predators that occupy the highest echelons of this web can accumulate these plastic particles through their dietary intake, potentially leading to detrimental effects on their overall health and long-term survival. This widespread contamination gives rise to serious concerns regarding the overall health and resilience of ocean ecosystems and the safety of seafood that humans consume, underscoring the pressing and immediate need to drastically reduce the amount of plastic waste that finds its way into our oceans. Ocean acidification poses a significant threat to the survival of shell-building creatures, such as clams and crabs, impacting their fragile ecosystems. As the ocean acts as a vast reservoir, absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, its fundamental chemistry undergoes a concerning transformation, gradually becoming more acidic. This increasing acidity renders it significantly more challenging for marine animals, including not only clams and crabs, but also oysters and various coral species, to effectively build and maintain their protective calcium carbonate shells and skeletons. The increasingly acidic waters actively dissolve the essential minerals upon which these creatures depend for the creation of their structural defenses, leading to the weakening of shells and a demonstrable slowing of growth rates. This phenomenon poses very serious risks to the stability and health of marine ecosystems, and the viability of fisheries are fundamentally reliant on these shell-building species. In response to these challenges, scientists are dedicating significant resources to closely monitoring the changes in ocean chemistry to better understand and mitigate the long-term impacts of acidification on our precious marine environment. The ocean's surface layer, despite its apparent thinness, typically only extending a few meters in depth, is of crucial importance to the sustenance of life within the ocean. This uppermost layer of the ocean, frequently referred to as the surface mixed layer, plays an absolutely vital role in supporting a wide array of marine life. Primarily, this layer serves to absorb sunlight, thus enabling the process of photosynthesis by phytoplankton, which forms the very foundation of the entire marine food web. Furthermore, it functions as the primary interface between the ocean and the atmosphere, diligently regulating essential gas exchanges, such as those involving oxygen and carbon dioxide. Despite its relatively small thickness in comparison to the vastness of the ocean, this crucial layer exerts a profound influence on weather patterns, global climate, and the general health of marine ecosystems worldwide, solidifying its position as a critical zone for life in the ocean. Many marine mammals employ complex vocalizations as a means of essential communication. Marine mammals, encompassing diverse species such as whales, dolphins, and seals, have well-developed communication skills, utilizing surprisingly sophisticated vocal sounds, including a variety of songs, clicks, whistles, and precisely modulated calls. These carefully crafted vocalizations serve to convey vital information pertaining to individual identity, precise location, state of mating readiness, and intricate details of social bonds within their communities. Certain whale species, for instance, are known to produce haunting and melodic songs that can travel for hundreds of miles underwater, facilitating effective communication across vast and otherwise impassable distances. Researchers devote considerable effort to the study of these complex sounds, endeavoring to unravel the intricacies of social structures and behaviors, as well as to assess the potentially devastating impacts of noise pollution on the communication abilities of these magnificent marine mammals. Beneath the familiar surface of the ocean, there exist unusual and often overlooked geological features known as underwater lakes and rivers, with sharply different chemical composition when compared to its surroundings. These intriguing formations are, in essence, pools of water characterized by unique chemical properties, often being significantly saltier or denser than the surrounding seawater, and are typically found trapped within depressions on the seemingly endless seafloor. Owing to their increased density, these underwater lakes and rivers exhibit a marked resistance to mixing with the adjacent seawater, allowing them to flow along the topography of the ocean floor, thereby creating unique and isolated habitats. Scientists have made remarkable discoveries of such brine pools, characterized by extraordinarily high salinity levels, which support specialized organisms uniquely adapted to thrive in these otherwise inhospitable conditions, greatly expanding our understanding of the astounding biodiversity that exists within Earth's oceans. Despite the continual inflow of minerals from a variety of sources, including persistent rivers and frequent volcanic activity that occurs deep below the waves, the overall salt content of the ocean has managed to remain remarkably stable over the course of millions of years. This remarkable balance is the result of a number of complex and interacting natural processes that effectively remove salts from the water, including the gradual formation of mineral deposits on the seafloor and the metabolic activities of various marine organisms that incorporate salts into their shells and skeletons. This long-term stability in salinity is crucial for the ongoing survival of countless marine species which have evolved to thrive within specific salt concentration ranges, and it also plays an important role in regulating global ocean currents and climate patterns. Certain fish species have undergone an evolutionary adaptation that grants them the capability to perceive ultraviolet light, a portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that is invisible to the unaided human eye. This evolutionary enhanced vision endows them with the invaluable ability to detect prey, identify lurking predators, and accurately assess potential mates in ways that would simply be impossible for humans. Ultraviolet vision can greatly improve the contrast of objects in water, particularly in shallow, sunlit areas, and might also be utilized for communication through ultraviolet reflective markings present on their bodies. This remarkable sensory adaptation provides these fish with a significant ecological advantage, effectively illustrating the amazing diversity of visual capabilities found within the seemingly boundless ocean. Underwater, whales produce a complex symphony of songs and calls that can travel extraordinary distances through the dark and mysterious depths of the ocean. These powerful sounds can travel thousands of kilometers, enabling whales to maintain communication across entire ocean basins with surprising efficiency. The songs serve a multitude of purposes, ranging from attracting and securing mates to fostering vital social bonding within pods, as well as assisting in navigation. The remarkable efficiency with which sound is transmitted underwater enables these massive mammals to effectively maintain contact with one another, even in an environment where visibility is severely and chronically limited. Scientists are actively engaged in the study of whale vocalizations to gain deeper insights into their intricate behaviors and to accurately assess the health and dynamics of their populations, all in an effort to help protect these amazing and majestic creatures for generations to come. Ocean currents act as gigantic conveyor belts transporting not only life-sustaining heat and nutrients across the globe, but also a range of unwanted pollutants and alarming amounts of marine debris. Plastics, harmful chemicals, and various other forms of waste materials can be carried for thousands of kilometers, propelled by these relentless surface currents into remote and often pristine areas of the ocean, such as the vast expanse of the mid-Pacific, where they tend to accumulate in massive and swirling garbage patches. These powerful currents can effectively spread pollutants across international boundaries, thereby transforming the issue of ocean pollution into a truly global concern that demands international cooperation. A thorough understanding of these complex ocean currents empowers scientists to more accurately predict the movement of contaminants as they spread and develop effective strategies for harm mitigation. A significant number of the ocean's largest and most imposing predators, including the infamous great white sharks, exhibit surprisingly slow reproduction rates, making them vulnerable to disturbances, either natural or human-induced. These apex predators often attain maturity relatively late in life, sometimes taking over a decade or even longer to reach adulthood, and generally produce only a small number of offspring when compared to many other less developed fish species. This inherent slowness in their life cycle makes them especially vulnerable to the detrimental effects of overfishing and various other environmental changes, given that their populations often require an extended period to effectively recover. Therefore, conservation efforts are of paramount importance for the adequate protection of these apex predators, which play undeniably vital roles in maintaining the delicate balance within complex and interconnected marine ecosystems. Okay, here is a rewritten version of the provided text, expanded to approximately 150 to 200% of the original length, while adhering to all your instructions. Sea cucumbers are unassuming creatures, often overlooked, yet they fulfill an essential function in the marine environment by recycling vital nutrients on the ocean floor. While they may appear simple and slow-moving, their contribution to the health and balance of the seabed ecosystem is significant. These soft-bodied animals traverse the ocean floor, diligently feeding on detritus, which includes dead plant and animal matter, as well as minuscule organic particles present in the sediment. As they ingest this material, the sea cucumbers perform a crucial task, breaking it down into smaller components. Subsequently, they excrete nutrient-rich waste products, effectively enriching the surrounding ocean floor. This natural recycling process plays a key role in maintaining the equilibrium of nutrients, which is essential for supporting the growth of bacteria, algae, and other microscopic organisms. These, in turn, serve as a food source for larger marine animals, creating a complex and interconnected web of life. In many diverse ocean habitats, sea cucumbers are recognized as ecosystem engineers due to their beneficial activity. Their feeding and movement patterns help to oxygenate the sediment, preventing the accumulation of harmful substances and fostering a healthier environment for other marine life. Without their continuous efforts, the delicate balance of life on the ocean floor could be disrupted, potentially leading to the collapse of the existing ecosystem. The ocean, while a source of wonder and beauty, also harbors some of the Earth's deadliest creatures, many of which rely on venom or potent toxins for defense and predation. These animals often forego speed or imposing size, instead employing remarkable chemical arsenals to protect themselves or secure their next meal. Consider, for instance, the box jellyfish, whose venom ranks among the most lethal in the world. A sting can trigger heart failure in humans within mere minutes. Similarly, the stonefish, a master of camouflage, blends seamlessly with the ocean floor. It possesses sharp spines that deliver a powerful venom upon contact, capable of causing excruciating pain or even death. Even the seemingly harmless cone snails are equipped with a venomous harpoon, which they use to instantly stun their prey. Over millions of years, these creatures have meticulously evolved their poisons, developing intricate chemical compounds that specifically target nervous systems, disrupting vital functions. Although these toxins can be terrifying, scientists are actively engaged in studying them, recognizing their potential for creating new medicines, including potent painkillers and treatments for debilitating conditions such as heart disease and cancer. This serves as a powerful reminder that even the ocean's most dangerous inhabitants can inspire life-saving discoveries, highlighting the complex relationship between nature and human well-being. Marine plants exhibit a remarkable ability to adapt to diverse environmental conditions, including extreme salinity levels that would prove fatal to most other forms of life. While many ocean plants thrive in typical saltwater environments, some species have evolved unique mechanisms to flourish in areas where salt concentrations are exceptionally high, exceeding the tolerance limits of most organisms. In salt marshes and coastal lagoons, where evaporation leads to a significant increase in salinity, specialized marine plants and algae have developed ingenious strategies for survival. These adaptations include specialized cells that actively expel excess salt or safely store it away from sensitive tissues, preventing cellular damage. For instance, mangrove trees possess complex root systems that act as natural filters, effectively removing salt from the surrounding seawater, allowing them to thrive in harsh, salty conditions. Furthermore, these resilient plants play a critical role in protecting coastlines from erosion and mitigating the impact of severe storms. These salt-tolerant plants are not only essential for maintaining the health and stability of coastal ecosystems, but also provide vital habitat for a wide range of fish, birds, and other wildlife. Additionally, they serve as significant carbon sinks, storing vast quantities of carbon and thereby contributing to the ongoing efforts to combat climate change. Their remarkable resilience underscores the extraordinary capacity of life to flourish even in the most challenging and seemingly inhospitable environments. Over the past 100 years, the ocean's surface temperature has experienced a noticeable increase, primarily driven by human activities that release greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and trap heat. This warming trend has far-reaching consequences for marine life and the global climate system. Human activities, such as the burning of fossil fuels and widespread deforestation, have led to a significant increase in the concentration of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, effectively trapping heat and causing global temperatures to rise. This warming effect has extended to the ocean's surface, resulting in a significant increase in its overall temperature. These warmer waters can disrupt delicate ecosystems, particularly coral reefs, which are highly sensitive to temperature fluctuations. When water temperatures exceed their tolerance levels, corals undergo a process known as bleaching, eventually leading to their death and the degradation of entire reef ecosystems. Fish and other marine animals may also be forced to migrate towards cooler waters in search of suitable habitats, leading to alterations in established food webs and the displacement of traditional fishing grounds. Furthermore, warmer ocean temperatures can intensify storms and hurricanes, potentially leading to more frequent and severe weather events worldwide. Scientists diligently monitor ocean temperatures, recognizing that even seemingly small changes can have cascading effects throughout marine and terrestrial ecosystems, influencing sea levels, biodiversity, and the overall health of the planet. Oceanic white-tip sharks are large, pelagic predators found throughout the world's tropical and subtropical oceans. They stand out for their long, paddle-like fins with telltale white tips. They are also known for their bold curiosity around humans, sometimes displaying investigative behavior. These sharks, unfortunately, have been involved in incidents with divers and survivors of shipwrecks. Unlike other sharks that typically avoid interactions with humans, oceanic whitetips tend to approach, which can be very dangerous in certain circumstances. Despite their reputation, these sharks play a key role in the ecosystems as apex predators. Oceanic white-tip sharks help to keep ocean food chains in balance by preying on other marine inhabitants. And sadly, oceanic white-tip sharks are now listed as vulnerable. Overfishing and habitat loss have led to declining numbers of the shark, and this reinforces the critical need for conservation efforts. Marine viruses are the most common biological entities on Earth. These viruses are so microscopic that they can't be seen by the naked eye. Oceanic viruses exist in huge numbers, greatly outnumbering other biological entities. The role of marine viruses is key, impacting ocean ecosystems by infecting bacteria and controlling microbe populations. In this process, they also assist with recycling nutrients. When viruses kill marine microbes, they release organic material back into the environment. That fuels microbial food and allows for constant viral activity that enriches carbon cycling. That also keeps the balance of ocean life. Scientists' estimates say there are around 10 to the 31st power viruses in the ocean, which makes them the most abundant entity on Earth. The invisible agents of the ocean's ecosystem have big impacts on the health and productivity of marine ecosystems. Coral reefs are built by small creatures called coral polyps. These tiny animals' survival relies on algae, also known as zooxanthellae. The relationship between coral and symbiotic is crucial for both organisms' life histories. These algae inhabit the coral's tissue and turn sunlight into energy through photosynthesis. As the algae convert sunlight to energy, the coral polyps receive nutrients that help the coral grow. The process also allows the coral to make calcium carbonate skeletons, from which the reefs are built. Okay, here is the rewritten and expanded version of the text, following all your instructions. The algae, in turn, derive considerable benefits from this close partnership. They are afforded a safeguarded environment, shielded from potential threats, and they gain ready access to the coral's waste byproducts, which they ingeniously utilize as essential nutrients. This mutually beneficial, symbiotic relationship is what empowers corals to flourish even in waters that are notably deficient in nutrients, locations where readily available food sources are scarce. However, it is crucial to note that when corals are subjected to stress, often stemming from shifts in water temperature or the presence of pollutants, they may react by expelling their symbiotic algae. This expulsion leads to a phenomenon known as coral bleaching, a condition that poses a significant threat to the overall health and vitality of reef ecosystems across the globe. The expanse of sea ice that graces the ocean's surface may only encompass approximately 7% of its total area. Yet this seemingly small percentage wields a disproportionately large influence on the Earth's climate patterns. This influence is especially pronounced in polar regions, and the sea ice reflects a large amount of sunlight back into the vastness of space, thereby playing a vital role in regulating global temperatures, effectively acting as a cooling mechanism for the planet. Beyond its role in temperature regulation, sea ice also provides a critical habitat for a diverse array of polar species, including iconic creatures such as seals, penguins, and majestic polar bears. As global warming intensifies and sea ice progressively melts, this reflective capacity diminishes, leading to a greater absorption of sunlight by the darker ocean waters. This intensifies the warming trend, creating a self-reinforcing feedback loop that further accelerates the melting process. Furthermore, the melting of sea ice exerts a considerable impact on ocean circulation patterns and overall weather systems across the globe. Scientists diligently monitor sea ice coverage and thickness, recognizing it as a sensitive and reliable indicator of climate change and a pivotal element in maintaining the delicate balance of Earth's environment. Mangrove trees possess the remarkable ability to effectively filter salt from seawater, enabling them to thrive in coastal environments that would otherwise prove inhospitable for the majority of plant species. Mangrove forests flourish in coastal areas where the fresh water systems meet the ocean, creating brackish environments characterized by high salinity. To successfully inhabit these challenging environments, mangroves have developed specialized adaptations, most notably the capacity to filter out salt. Their intricate root systems act as natural filtration mechanisms, adeptly preventing the majority of salt from being absorbed into the plant. Any salt that does manage to permeate this initial filtration is then stored within the plant's older leaves. The mangrove then sheds these leaves. This shedding effectively removes the accumulated salt from the plant's overall system. This remarkable adaptive capacity allows mangroves to flourish in salty, oxygen-deficient soils where very few other tree species can survive. These indispensable mangrove forests provide crucial protection to coastlines, safeguarding them from erosion, while also functioning as vital nursery grounds for a wide variety of fish species. In addition, they exhibit an impressive capacity for storing substantial quantities of carbon. This sequestration highlights their vital contribution to both marine ecosystems and the overall regulation of the global climate. Certain fish species exhibit the extraordinary ability to rapidly alter their coloration and patterns, employing this skill for a variety of purposes, including blending seamlessly into their surroundings for camouflage and communicating with their conspecifics. This rapid color transformation is facilitated by specialized cells known as chromatophores, which contain pigments that are capable of expanding or contracting, creating variations in color and pattern. For example, camouflage experts such as cuttlefish or flounder can precisely adjust their coloration to perfectly match the seafloor or intricate coral reefs, thereby enhancing their ability to evade predators or effectively ambush unsuspecting prey. Color changes can also function as a sophisticated form of social signaling, playing a crucial role in mating displays, territorial disputes, or as a warning mechanism to potential rivals. This dynamic and versatile form of communication and protection vividly illustrates the incredible adaptations that marine life has evolved to successfully survive in the ocean's diverse and intensely competitive environment. Marine snow, a captivating phenomenon occurring throughout the ocean, manifests as a ceaseless cascade of organic material gently descending from the sunlit surface waters to the dark, abyssal depths below. This snow is composed of a diverse array of organic debris, including the remains of dead plankton, fecal pellets produced by marine organisms, minute fragments of algae, and other particulate detritus. It serves as an absolutely essential food source for the myriad of deep-sea creatures that reside far beyond the reach of sunlight. Despite its gradual rate of descent, marine snow plays a vital role in transporting essential nutrients that sustain life in the abyssal zones. This continuous, downward shower effectively connects surface ecosystems with the deep ocean realm, playing an integral role in the ocean's carbon cycle. It achieves this by facilitating the movement of carbon from the atmosphere to the deep sea, where it can be sequestered for centuries or even longer. Seagrass meadows, found in shallow coastal waters across the globe, stand out as some of the most carbon-rich ecosystems on the planet. These underwater grasslands possess an exceptional capacity to capture and store substantial quantities of carbon within their intricate root systems and the surrounding sediment, often referred to as blue carbon. Seagrasses exhibit rapid growth rates and efficiently trap sediments, providing several crucial benefits, including preventing coastal erosion and significantly improving water clarity. Furthermore, they provide essential habitats for a wide variety of marine animals, including fish, turtles, and numerous other species. The carbon securely stored within seagrass beds plays a critical role in mitigating climate change by effectively locking away carbon dioxide that would otherwise remain in the atmosphere, contributing to the greenhouse effect. Consequently, the protection and restoration of these invaluable seagrass meadows is increasingly recognized as a crucial nature-based solution for significantly reducing global carbon emissions. Certain crab species have evolved a fascinating symbiotic relationship with sea anemones, carrying them on their claws as living and highly effective defensive weapons. The crab benefits significantly from the anemone's stinging tentacles, which serve to deter potential predators and ward off competitors. In return, the anemone gains increased mobility, allowing it to access food scraps stirred up by the crab's activities. This mutually beneficial partnership provides the crab with a potent and sustainable defense mechanism, eliminating the need for it to produce its own toxins. By strategically waving the stinging anemones at perceived threats, these crabs can effectively ward off attacks, underscoring one of the ocean's myriad examples of remarkable evolutionary cooperation between species. Giant barrel sponges are among the longest-lived animals in the ocean. There have been some individuals which have been estimated to live for well over 2,000 years. These substantial, vase-shaped sponges filter extraordinary volumes of water on a daily basis, efficiently removing bacteria and organic particles, and thus playing a vital role in maintaining the health and balance of reef ecosystems. Their exceptionally slow growth rates and incredible longevity render them natural archives of environmental changes, with the layers of their tissue recording chemical and temperature shifts spanning centuries. Despite their ancient nature and ecological importance, giant barrel sponges are highly vulnerable to pollution, the impacts of climate change, and physical damage, underscoring the importance of their conservation in order to preserve reef biodiversity. The ocean's tides, the rhythmic rise and fall of water levels, exert a considerable influence on the reproductive cycles of many marine animals. Numerous species time their reproductive activities to coincide with the predictable ebb and flow of the tides, utilizing the regular fluctuations in water levels as reliable environmental cues that signal optimal conditions for spawning and the successful rearing of offspring. Here's the rewritten and expanded version of your text, adhering to all your specified requirements. The reproductive cycles of various marine creatures, including certain types of fish, crabs, and coral, are intricately timed to coincide with the predictable rhythms of the tides or the specific phases of the moon. This synchronization ensures that their larvae are swept away from potential predators and dispersed over a wide geographical area. This precise tidal timing significantly enhances the chances of successful reproduction by aligning the release of larvae with the availability of suitable habitats and an ample food supply for the newly hatched offspring. The close relationship between tides and reproduction serves as a powerful illustration of how deeply the ocean's rhythms influence marine life, closely connecting biological cycles to the gravitational forces exerted by both the moon and the sun. Certain species of fish have evolved the remarkable ability to produce and detect electric fields, which they employ as sensory tools for navigation, communication, and hunting in the often dark or shallow and murky waters they inhabit. Electric eels, for instance, are capable of generating powerful electric shocks that they use to stun their prey or to defend themselves against potential threats. Other species, such as the elephant fish and the knifefish, emit only weak electric signals, which they utilize to locate food sources and to communicate with other members of their species. This electric sense functions as a kind of biological radar, effectively enabling these fish to see their environment through the perception of electric impulses, particularly when the limitations of visibility would otherwise hinder their ability to navigate and hunt effectively. It is an extraordinary adaptation that underscores the diverse and often unexpected ways in which life in the ocean perceives and interacts with its surroundings. Beneath the ocean's surface, there exist naturally occurring oil seeps, which slowly release hydrocarbons into the surrounding water. Surprisingly, these oil seeps support the development of unique and specialized communities of organisms. These ecosystems are characterized by specialized bacteria that break down the oil, effectively providing a primary energy source for a wide variety of organisms. Communities of tube worms, clams, and various other creatures thrive in close proximity to these seeps, forming habitats that are vastly different from typical marine environments. These specialized ecosystems demonstrate how life can adapt and evolve to thrive even in seemingly extreme or inhospitable conditions, utilizing unusual and unexpected energy sources. They vividly highlight the ocean's incredible biological diversity and its remarkable resilience. The uppermost layer of the ocean is home to a diverse community of floating organisms collectively referred to as the pluston. This term describes a community of organisms that live at or near the ocean's surface, effectively existing at the interface between the water and the air. This unique community includes an array of tiny algae, bacteria, various forms of jellyfish larvae, and floating sea snails. Pluston organisms play essential roles in ocean food webs, serving as a vital food source for larger animals. They significantly contribute to nutrient cycling within the marine environment. Occupying this thin and highly dynamic layer makes the pluston particularly sensitive to environmental changes, such as pollution or shifts in the water temperature. Understanding the pluston and its dynamics helps scientists gain valuable insights into how surface ecosystems connect to and influence the overall health of the global ocean. Certain types of marine worms exhibit the remarkable ability to construct complex tube structures that, in turn, support the delicate ecosystems of coral reefs. For example, species like the Christmas tree worm meticulously construct intricate tubes made of calcium carbonate. These tubes are embedded directly within the structure of the coral reefs. These tubes serve as vital shelters and provide much-needed protection, not only for the worms themselves but also for many other small creatures that seek refuge within their walls. Through the building of these complex structures, marine worms significantly contribute to the overall complexity and biological diversity of the reefs. Their presence helps to stabilize the reef structure, creating microhabitats that support a remarkably wide variety of marine life. These seemingly tiny engineers play a surprisingly important role in maintaining the overall health and resilience of coral ecosystems. Ocean waves are most commonly generated by the wind blowing across the water's surface, effectively transferring kinetic energy into the water and generating waves that are capable of traveling thousands of kilometers across the vast oceans. However, some waves have far more dramatic and impactful origins. Underwater earthquakes and landslides can trigger tsunamis, which are massive and incredibly powerful waves. These waves are capable of traveling at speeds comparable to those of jet aircraft. Tsunamis often cause widespread destruction when they finally reach the shoreline. While wind-generated waves primarily shape the everyday coastal environments and largely influence marine navigation, tsunamis serve as stark reminders of the ocean's dynamic and sometimes violent nature. Certain jellyfish species are known to form massive swarms, sometimes referred to as blooms. These swarms can stretch for many miles across the surface of the ocean. These aggregations of jellyfish can dramatically disrupt local ecosystems by competing with fish populations for essential food resources, clogging up fishing nets, and, in some instances, even disrupting the cooling systems of power plants. Jellyfish blooms can result from a range of environmental factors, including changes in water temperature, overfishing of the natural predators of jellyfish, and excessive nutrient pollution due to runoff or other factors. Their vast numbers can severely unbalance marine food webs, demonstrating the far-reaching impacts of such changes. However, these blooms are also a natural and recurring part of the overall dynamics of the oceans, reminding us of the delicate and often precarious balance that exists within marine environments. The whale shark proudly holds the title of the largest fish species on Earth. These gentle giants can grow to impressive lengths of up to 12 meters, which is approximately 40 feet, or even longer. Despite their enormous size, whale sharks are remarkably gentle creatures that feed primarily by filtering tiny plankton, fish eggs, and small fish from the surrounding water. They swim slowly with their massive mouths wide open, effectively sieving their food through sets of specialized gill rakers. Commonly found in tropical and warm-tempered oceans worldwide, whale sharks are slow-moving and pose no direct threat to humans. Their sheer size, coupled with their peaceful and docile nature, makes them one of the ocean's most fascinating and awe-inspiring inhabitants. Many seabirds take advantage of powerful ocean currents and prevalent wind patterns to travel distances spanning thousands of kilometers during their seasonal migrations or while on foraging expeditions. Species, such as albatrosses and petrels, often use a technique known as dynamic soaring. This technique allows the birds to exploit the naturally occurring wind gradients directly above the waves, ultimately allowing them to glide effortlessly over vast stretches of the ocean's surface. This energy-efficient mode of travel enables them to cover immense distances without expending an exorbitant amount of energy. By effectively harnessing the power of ocean currents and winds, these avian travelers seamlessly link distant parts of the marine ecosystem, playing an essential role in nutrient transport and overall ecosystem connectivity. The ocean serves as the central driver of the Earth's water cycle. The ocean continuously evaporates vast amounts of water, which subsequently falls as rain or snow over both land and sea. This constant cycle of evaporation and precipitation profoundly influences global rainfall patterns, significantly impacting climate and weather systems across the entire planet. Through this intricate and pervasive process, the ocean plays a pivotal role in shaping the world's environment and sustaining life as we know it. Here's a rewritten and expanded version of the text, designed to be more descriptive and engaging, and approximately 2 times longer, while adhering to all your specified rules. The ceaseless evaporation from the vast ocean surface plays a pivotal role in the Earth's weather systems, profoundly influencing global climate patterns such as the dramatic seasonal shifts known as monsoons and the powerful, swirling storms we recognize as hurricanes. The comfortably warm waters of the ocean provide the essential moisture necessary for the formation and sustenance of storms. Furthermore, the constant movement of ocean currents is instrumental in distributing this crucial moisture around the entire planet. Consequently, even subtle changes in ocean temperatures can directly and significantly impact the distribution of rainfall, potentially leading to severe droughts in some regions and devastating floods in others. These fluctuations in turn can profoundly affect both delicate ecosystems and the well-being of human societies across the globe. In a display of astonishing biological adaptation, Certain species of sea slugs have developed a remarkable ability to effectively steal chloroplasts, the photosynthetic machinery from the algae they consume, incorporating these organelles into their own cells. This fascinating process, scientifically referred to as kleptoplasty, allows these unique sea slugs to perform photosynthesis, essentially enabling them to generate energy directly from sunlight, much like plants do. Remarkably, these sea slugs can maintain the stolen chloroplasts within their cells for extended periods, sometimes for weeks or even months, effectively transforming themselves into solar-powered animals. This extraordinary adaptation blurs the traditional functional lines between plant and animal kingdoms and serves as a powerful example of how evolution can drive surprising and ingenious survival strategies within the complex and diverse ecosystems of the ocean. The coral skeletons found in oceans around the world serve as invaluable natural archives, meticulously recording historical climate data in a manner analogous to the rings of a tree. These coral skeletons grow in distinct layers, much like the annual rings of a tree trunk. Each individual layer diligently records information about the ocean's temperature at the time of its formation, as well as the water's chemistry and nutrient levels. Scientists meticulously study these layers to reconstruct past climate conditions, striving to understand how the ocean has changed over the course of centuries and even millennia. By carefully analyzing coral cores, researchers can track various climate phenomena such as El Niño events, the increasing acidification of the oceans, and long-term warming trends. This natural archive offers incredibly valuable insights into climate history and, importantly, helps scientists to predict future changes, making corals crucial not only for marine life but also for the advancement of climate science. Within the depths of the ocean, certain fish species have evolved the ability to produce powerful sonic blasts. They achieve this by rapidly contracting muscles located near their swim bladders. These self-generated sounds serve a variety of purposes, including attracting mates, communicating with other members of their species, and frightening off potential predators. For instance, the oyster toadfish is known to emit a distinctive sound, often compared to a boat whistle, primarily to establish and defend its territory, and also to attract receptive females. Because these sonic signals can travel considerable distances underwater, they help overcome the challenges posed by low visibility in deep, dark, or even murky environments. This acoustic behavior highlights the incredibly diverse ways in which marine animals have evolved to survive and effectively interact within their complex habitats. Ocean eddies, swirling masses of water, play a significant role in marine ecosystems. These eddies can span distances of tens to hundreds of kilometers and can persist for weeks or even months. These constantly rotating currents trap nutrients from the deeper ocean layers and concentrate them near the surface, effectively creating localized hotspots of marine productivity. Such nutrient-rich zones vigorously support the growth of phytoplankton, which forms the very base of the marine food chain. Consequently, numerous species of fish, seabirds, and marine mammals often congregate around these productive eddies to feed, making them critically important ecological features. By influencing the distribution of nutrients and consequently shaping ecosystem dynamics, eddies play a crucial role in maintaining the overall health and vitality of ocean life. Crustaceans, including certain species of crabs and shrimp, exhibit complex mating rituals. They engage in elaborate behaviors, such as intricate courtship dances, vivid displays of bright colors, and even the construction of nests or burrows, all designed to attract potential mates. Following fertilization, many crustaceans demonstrate noticeable parental care, which involves guarding their eggs, tending to them diligently, and carrying their larvae until they are sufficiently developed to survive independently. Such dedicated parental care enhances the survival rate of offspring in an environment that is often challenging and unforgiving. These complex behaviors reveal sophisticated survival strategies in marine invertebrates, moving beyond simple reproduction to encompass nurturing and protection. Hydrothermal vents, openings found on the ocean's seafloor, emit chemicals that sustain entire ecosystems, independent of sunlight. These vents release superheated water, rich in dissolved minerals, into the surrounding ocean. These vents establish unique ecosystems that thrive in perpetual darkness, relying entirely on chemosynthesis. This is a process where specialized bacteria convert chemicals from the vents, most notably hydrogen sulfide, into energy. These chemosynthetic bacteria form the foundation for complex food webs, sustaining populations of specialized creatures, such as giant tubeworms, distinctive clams, and various shrimp species. Hydrothermal vent communities challenge previously accepted views on the fundamentals of life by demonstrating that robust ecosystems can flourish in extreme, dark environments, utilizing chemical energy as an alternative to sunlight. The salt water found in the ocean is denser than fresh water because of the dissolved salts it contains, meaning it weighs more per unit of volume. This variation in density causes layering in particular ocean regions, where saltier, heavier water sinks beneath fresher, lighter water. This stratification has a direct impact on ocean circulation, nutrient mixing, and the distribution of marine life. For example, in areas where fresh water from rivers meets salty ocean water, distinct layers frequently form, which influence plankton growth and the behavior of fish. Comprehending these layers is important when studying marine ecosystems and how they respond to environmental changes. A few species of deep-sea fish, such as the barrel-eye fish, show the incredible adaptability of nature and have evolved transparent heads, an adaptation that enables them to look upward while still protecting their sensitive eyes. This unusual anatomical feature is a hunting advantage, allowing the barrel-eye fish to spot prey silhouetted against the faint light filtering down from above, even in the dark depths. The fish's tubular eyes can rotate within their transparent domes, providing them with a wide field of vision. This specialized anatomy is a remarkable example of how life adapts to environmental extremes, where light is scarce, enabling these fish to hunt efficiently in the perpetual darkness of the deep ocean. Planktonic organisms, microscopic life forms that drift near the surface of the ocean, are exceptionally sensitive to even minor shifts in water temperature. Due to their small size and delicate nature, their physiology and distribution are profoundly affected by changes in the surrounding water. Okay, here is a comprehensively rewritten and expanded version of the provided text, adhering to all the specified requirements. Even a minuscule increase in temperature can exert a considerable influence on the processes of growth, reproduction, and geographic distribution of these organisms. Because plankton constitutes the very foundation upon which the intricate marine food web is constructed, any shifts or changes precipitated by temperature variations can reverberate throughout the entire ecosystem, thereby exerting a substantial impact on the populations of fish, the behavior of seabirds, and the well-being of marine mammals. The flourishing of seasonal plankton blooms hinges upon a remarkably delicate equilibrium between the availability of light and the prevailing temperature. Consequently, the escalating ocean temperatures that are a direct result of climate change represent a formidable threat to the stability of these essential cycles, potentially leading to far-reaching and detrimental consequences for both biodiversity and fisheries on a global scale. A multitude of marine organisms employ the phenomenon of bioluminescence as a sophisticated means of communication within the perpetually dark depths of the ocean. Bioluminescence, which is defined as the inherent ability of an organism to generate light through a complex series of chemical reactions, is a remarkably widespread phenomenon in the marine environment, particularly among the diverse creatures that inhabit the profound depths or the perpetually murky waters. Marine organisms harness this extraordinary glowing capability for a diverse range of purposes, which encompasses attracting potential mates, skillfully luring unsuspecting into prey, effectively deterring potential predators, and signaling danger to the surrounding community. As a compelling example, certain species of squid have evolved the ability to produce precisely timed sequences of flashing lights in order to confuse and disorient potential attackers, while other species of jellyfish emit a steady and ethereal glow that allows them to seamlessly blend in with the faint and filtered light emanating from the surface far above. This captivating natural light show serves as a testament to the remarkable ways in which life within the ocean has intricately evolved to not only communicate but also to successfully survive and thrive in environments characterized by minimal to non-existent exposure to direct sunlight. The ocean's surface microlayer comprises a highly specialized and distinct habitat that caters to the unique requirements of specially adapted microorganisms. This surface microlayer of the ocean represents a very thin, generally invisible, boundary layer positioned at the precise interface between the vast expanse of the atmosphere above and the underlying expanse of the water below. It measures only a few millimeters in thickness. Despite its seemingly insignificant dimensions, this delicate layer serves as a home and refuge for a staggering diversity of microorganisms that have meticulously adapted to the very specific and often extreme chemical and physical conditions that are particular to this environment. These microscopic inhabitants perform pivotal functions in a multitude of essential processes, including the critical exchange of gases between the ocean and the atmosphere, the recycling of vital nutrients, and even the formation of clouds that influence global weather patterns. Due to its direct and intimate interaction with the air above, the microlayer is exceptionally susceptible to the detrimental impacts of pollution and the far-reaching effects of climate change, thereby making it an essential, yet frequently overlooked, vital component of the ocean's overall ecosystem. Certain types of marine algae possess the capacity to generate biofuels, thus presenting a compelling and sustainable alternative for future energy production. Marine algae, which encompasses diverse and numerous species of both seaweed and microalgae, are emerging as remarkably promising sources of biofuels that hold the potential to significantly reduce our current level of dependence on finite and environmentally damaging fossil fuels. These algae exhibit rapid growth rates and efficiently and effectively convert sunlight and carbon dioxide into valuable biomass, which can subsequently be processed into a variety of biofuels, including bioethanol, biodiesel, and biogas. In stark contrast to land-based crops grown for biofuel production, marine algae obviate the need for both freshwater resources and arable farmland, thereby representing a sustainable alternative that does not compete directly with the imperative of food production. Ongoing research efforts are dedicated to further optimizing the production of algae-based biofuels and driving down associated costs, with the ultimate vision of transforming these humble ocean plants into a pivotal and renewable source of energy for the benefit of future generations. The ocean's dead zones are experiencing alarming expansion as a direct consequence of escalating pollution levels and intensifying climate change. Dead zones represent specific regions within the ocean where the concentration of dissolved oxygen is perilously low, effectively precluding the survival of the vast majority of marine life. These zones are tragically on the rise across the globe, largely due to the detrimental impact of nutrient pollution originating from sources such as agricultural fertilizers and untreated sewage, which trigger massive and uncontrolled algae blooms. When these massive blooms of algae eventually die off and begin to decompose, the process consumes substantial quantities of oxygen from the surrounding water, consequently creating hypoxic conditions, where the dissolved oxygen levels are insufficiently low to sustain marine creatures. Compounding this grave issue, climate change exacerbates the problem by further warming the ocean waters and diminishing the solubility of oxygen within the water column. Dead zones pose a significant threat to global fisheries, disrupt the delicate equilibrium of marine ecosystems, and contribute to a substantial reduction in overall biodiversity. A comprehensive understanding of the underlying causes that give rise to dead zones, coupled with concerted efforts to mitigate their spread, is absolutely essential in order to safeguard marine environments and protect the livelihoods of human populations that rely upon the health and productivity of the world's oceans. Certain fish species are endowed with the remarkable ability to thrive in both saltwater and freshwater environments, a characteristic exemplified by the migratory patterns of salmon. Fish such as salmon also belong to a distinct category known as anadromous fish, are uniquely adapted to endure and flourish in both saltwater and freshwater environments during different phases of their complex life cycles. Hatching takes place in freshwater rivers, following which they undertake a momentous migration to the vast expanse of the ocean, where they undergo the crucial processes of growth and maturation. At the culmination of their lives, they return to their place of birth within freshwater streams in order to reproduce. These remarkable fish species possess specialized physiological adaptations that empowers them to meticulously regulate their internal salt balance, despite the dramatic variations in salinity encountered across diverse environments. This exceptional capability empowers them to exploit a wider array of habitats and resources, but also renders them intrinsically susceptible to an array of threats that are extant in both freshwater and marine ecosystems, encompassing pollution, habitat loss, and the pervasive issue of overfishing. Concealed beneath the seemingly boundless expanse of the ocean's surface lie colossal underwater canyons that surpass even the awe-inspiring dimensions of the Grand Canyon. These deep underwater canyons have been sculpted over eons by the powerful forces of rivers, the relentless flow of sediments, and the inexorable movements of tectonic plates. Some of these canyons, such as the Mteri Canyon offshore of California, are demonstrably deeper and longer than the iconic Grand Canyon. These submarine valleys constitute unique and diverse environments, providing habitats for a rich tapestry of marine life, efficiently funneling essential nutrients and sediments from the adjacent landmasses into the profound depths of the sea, and exerting an influence on the intricate patterns of ocean currents. Characterized by their formidable steep walls and complex topographical features, these submarine canyons are critically important biodiversity hotspots. Yet, regrettably, they remain largely unexplored owing to the substantial challenges associated with accessing and studying environments at such extreme depths. Some species of sea turtles possess the remarkable capacity to harness the Earth's magnetic field for navigation across distances spanning thousands of miles. They undertake arduous journeys across entire oceans with the singular objective of returning to the very same natal beaches where they themselves hatched decades prior, in order to lay their eggs. Scientists have discovered that these turtles have a keen awareness of their environments with the help of the Earth's gravitational field acting as what they now refer to as a natural global positioning system. The turtles are capable of detecting subtle variations in the intensity and the rate of inclination of the magnetic fields, which aids them in determining their precise location and the specific direction in which they must travel. This acute magnetic sense guides their protracted migrations, even across featureless expanses of open ocean, thereby ensuring that they consistently locate the most suitable nesting sites, notwithstanding the numerous inherent challenges posed by vast open water travel. The ocean's intricate nutrient cycles are principally driven by the process of upwelling, wherein deep, cold waters, laden with essential nutrients, rise to the ocean surface. This phenomenon of upwelling introduces vital nutrients, such as nitrogen and phosphorus, into the sunlit surface waters, which subsequently fuels the growth of phytoplankton, the fundamental cornerstone of the entire marine food web. Regions characterized by prominent upwelling, such as locations such as those found off the coasts of California and Peru, are renowned as some of the most prolific fisheries in the world. This nutrient supply plays a pivotal role in sustaining the intricate web of ocean ecology, supporting diverse marine life, and influencing global carbon cycling through the promotion of photosynthesis in sunlit surface waters. Ocean acidification can exert a significant influence on fish behavior, specifically affecting their ability to effectively avoid predators. As the ocean absorbs an increasing amount of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, a process directly linked to human activities, its overall acidity increases. The alteration of water chemistry holds the potential to severely disrupt the sensory perception of fish, influencing their capacity to detect lurking predators and effectively navigate their intricate environment. Scholarly investigations have revealed a troubling trend. Certain species of fish exhibit reduced caution and heightened vulnerability to predation when residing in waters characterized by increased acidity. These shifts in behavioral patterns can instigate cascading consequences throughout marine ecosystems, fundamentally reshaping predator-prey relationships and potentially exerting adverse effects on both fish populations and the fisheries that are crucial to human communities. The delicate balance of these ecosystems is profoundly sensitive to these environmental changes. Remarkably, certain marine species possess extraordinary longevity, exemplified by the Greenland shark, which can thrive for well over 200 years. The Greenland shark stands out as one of the longest-living vertebrates on our planet, boasting lifespans that are conservatively estimated to exceed the 2-century mark. These remarkably slow-growing sharks have made their homes in the frigid, deep waters that define the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans. Their exceptional longevity is intricately linked to their exceptionally slow metabolic rate and the perpetually cold environment they inhabit. The study of such long-lived species furnishes scientists with invaluable insights into the complex mechanisms of aging and the multifaceted impacts of environmental fluctuations on marine life across decades and even centuries. We can understand so much about our planet's future by carefully studying these creatures. The ocean surface plays a significant role in regulating Earth's climate, reflecting approximately 6% of the incoming solar radiation back into space. This phenomenon, known as albedo, describes the proportion of the sun's energy that is reflected by the ocean's surface. On average, About 6% of the incoming solar radiation is bounced back, with this percentage subject to variations based on factors such as the prevailing wave conditions and the angle at which sunlight strikes the water. This reflection serves as a critical component in influencing Earth's overall energy balance and climate. Alterations in ocean surface conditions, such as the melting of sea ice or a surge in cloud cover, can significantly modify reflectivity, with subsequent impacts on global temperature regulation. Even small differences in this delicate balance can have significant impacts across the world. There is also evidence of hope amidst the challenges of pollution, as certain marine bacteria have demonstrated the fascinating ability to break down plastic materials, offering a potential avenue for addressing the ever-intensifying problem of plastic pollution in our oceans. The accumulation of plastic waste represents a burgeoning crisis that demands urgent attention and innovative solutions. However, promisingly, some marine bacteria have exhibited a remarkable capacity to decompose plastic materials. These remarkable microorganisms generate enzymes that effectively degrade plastics, such as PET, into smaller, less harmful constituents. While this natural biodegradation process is admittedly slow and does not currently constitute a complete solution to the problem, enhanced understanding and strategic harnessing of these bacteria may pave the way for the development of novel biotechnologies aimed at reducing plastic waste and mitigating its detrimental impact on marine environments. These scientific advancements could be the key to protecting our oceans in the future. As our imaginary exploration beneath the waves concludes, allow the tranquil vastness of the ocean to gently settle into your thoughts. Take comfort in the knowledge that this immense and life-filled world continues its silent dance beneath the surface, concealing countless mysteries that patiently await our discovery. May the soothing rhythm of the tides and the soft whisper of the currents lull you into a deep and restful slumber.